Good early morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. It's 6:30, and I am awake. It is a good Monday morning, baby. It is time to get the day rolling and do whatever you do on a Monday, whether that's go to work or just stay at home like me, an art loser. I'm kidding. I'm not a loser. But I do stay at home and I do draw and I do commissions. That's what I do. So, my topic, I wanted to think about fitness. I mentioned it a little bit last time, and it got me thinking, and I'm kind of motivated, and I feel just like I could probably ramble about this. This is like something I could go on for about 10 minutes. So, something I've been thinking about is goals. And everybody has this idea immediately when they start working out. Is that, in my opinion, the most fun is thinking about where you want to be and what your end result is going to look like, which, of course, is not true. Everybody has expectations about what they want to look like when they work out, but of course, it changes and you should enjoy the process. Don't expect like to look exactly how you wanted to, but it's fun, it's enjoyable to, look at some movie star or a character from an anime and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to look like this guy." For me, personally, I really like Nightwing. I think he looks awesome and he's got one of the most built asses in comic books. I mean, ladies, you can testify. But yeah, Nightwing is definitely an inspiration for me. He's got that kind of like slim down built look, you know. He's built, but he's not like beast mode. And me, I'm like 195 right now, and I used to be about 200 flat pounds. I've been slowly losing weight by just eating less. And I don't know what my body weight or my body fat is, but I'm skinny looking. I got a little bit of some weight. I mean, it's there, but it's not like noticeable. I have to really like let go for you to see a belly. And of course, I love it. If I don't look like I have, any extra pounds, that's always a fun feeling. And I'm not body shaming. I don't want anybody to think like in the comments that, if you have extra pounds, that's a problem, if you feel comfortable with your weight, that is perfectly fine. But, as someone who wants to look a certain way, I want to look a certain way. And, my preference of how I like to look is skinny. But not just skinny. I've been skinny before. I used to be like 135. And I was so skinny that I had like my ribs showing out. Like I was a stick basically. But I had like, man boobs for some reason and a lot of acne. Like this is when I was obsessively drinking soda and just constantly pizza face. It was uh, high school through early years of college. Man, looking back, oh man, it was rough. If only I knew about nutrition and all the things that make the body look good. But I'm getting sidetracked. So, you know, goals. Uh, having an idea of where you want to be when you first hit the gym. Um, I I gotta say, I've had a little bit of experience working out, and I've had different methods. to some varying degrees of success. My first experience working out was way back in the 2010s, like early 2010s. I want to say like 2011, 2012 ish. And, I had a gym partner who was really beefy and he knew what he was doing, but he was like, very competitive. And, we would get into it, and eventually, I couldn't hang out with him anymore. But he did know how to work out. He was a beast, and his method was max out, and then rep, and then max out again, and just push. Like, I don't know what a superset really looks like, but I would imagine it would be close to what he would do, because he would just basically like go explosive on all the weights. And we would hit the gym like four times a week and go really hard. My whole body would be sore. I mean, all over the place, and it would show results. Like, it would be like, I want to say we went to the gym like 4 or 6 weeks, and it definitely showed like some improvement, some noticeable muscle definition. Um, it's a shame that, like having the right gym partner is like having like the right friend. You got to get along. You got to have the good chemistry, and, you can push each other's buttons to an extent, but, don't push it too hard. You know what I mean? But I had a really good first introduction to working out, and that was my first step. And then around 2006, I was still skinny and nerdy. Still nerdy, but I filled in a little bit. I grabbed a book that came out new, and it's like totally old now. It's almost like 20 years old. Came out in 2006. It's called the 12-week body program, or something like that, or the 12-week plan, something like that, by Men's Health. If anybody knows the official name, I'm way too lazy to look it up in the middle of recording. So, if you know what I'm talking about, it's this book that basically has like, okay, it was called the Hard Body Muscle Plan, 12 weeks, something like that. The Hard Body Plan. Um, it basically has like a ton of instructions on how to work out, like tons of exercises, and then it gives you a plan to kind of gauge when and how to work out. And I've used it at the gym many times without really knowing what I'm doing. And it's embarrassing bringing a book to a gym, but whenever I bring it, it's like, okay, I have a plan. This isn't just me trying a bunch of stuff without not knowing what to do. So that's what I use when I don't have a gym partner. And, that's what I do when I'm hitting like real gym equipment instead of just doing what my next point is. So in 2020, I had like this huge gut. And I'm talking about like Homer Simpson gut. I love beer. I love it. And I had a beer guy job. I was working as a beer expert in market of choice. And so, I had plenty of beer to drink, and I would drink every day, all day. And basically, anytime I was not on shift, I'd have access to good beer, bad beer, any beer, and I would drink it. So I had like this gut, like this big Homer Simpson gut. And I want to say I was like 230 pounds or like 220. I mean, it was definitely like, some like beefcake kind of stuff. So I started doing home workout. And this was just something I intuitively tried out. I kind of made up my own routine, and it worked for a while. I mean, it would work, but it works, in a different way than hitting weights. So what did I do? I did push-ups, squats, and sit-ups or crunches. And so I did 20, 20, 20. Then I raised it to 50, 50, 50. Then to 75, 75, 75. And then 100, 100, 100. And instead of doing it like 3 sets, I would just do one set of 20, 20, 20 and do it every day. I did, you know, home exercise every day for like 4 months, and I lost the weight. I also did not drink. Took 13 months without any alcohol, like completely sober for 13 months. And, I do drink now, but because I took so long without drinking, now I just enjoy it. Like, I just taste it. I don't even crave a beer unless I'm just feeling bitchy and I want a beer, something to ease my mind. Then yeah, I wouldn't mind a beer after a headache, but most of the time I'm fine with water. But I did quit drinking for a good year and ate mostly chicken and rice and beans. And it wasn't necessarily fun food, it wasn't like gourmet or, a lot of fancy stuff. It wasn't what you would see on like a BuzzFeed or Martha Stewart homepage or something like that. It was just chicken breasts and rice and a can of kidney beans or something like that. And I would put it in a meal prep container and eat those like every single day. And you know what? Sometimes I throw in a little bit of peas in there. I love peas. Peas are like my favorite vegetable, not counting carrots. Carrots are my favorite snack vegetable. But yeah, those ones. Occasionally, I'd have like some greens. I had spring mix, but I'm not a fan of leaves. I don't really like lettuce and leafy stuff, but it's got all the goodies. It's got all that good stuff for you. But peas, yeah, love peas, and broccoli ain't bad either. But that would be what I ate, and I lost a lot of weight. I mean, I got down to about 179 at the very end of my journey, and then at the time I got into a depression, and things went downhill, and I just went to sugar because you crave sugar when you're not drinking, and it's like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like your brain trying to adjust, but instead of having basically liquid bread, which is what beer is, I just drank a ton and ton and ton of Pepsi, and thankfully I don't have an acne problem like I had in college, but I got that weight back. And it wasn't bad weight. It wasn't like, oh my God, you got the gut back, but it was like all that beautiful lean body just became average, regular 30-year-old body. And I look slightly slimmer now. I don't have like the it's like a mix. It's like I don't have the gut, I don't have the Homer Simpson bod, but I don't have the the athletic uh kind of track runner kind of body as much anymore. So for whatever, I the calisthenic is what it's called. That method did work, but it takes a lot of repetition, and it doesn't have muscle. It's more like tone. You don't gain muscle, you just kind of tighten it. And it looked really good, but, for the body that, Nightwing has, you definitely want to hit the gym. I mean, I was talking to my good bud, and you know, he's experienced in working out, and he was saying that the bodybuilders who have that skinny look but are really muscly do a thing called bulking and cutting. They would work out, get a ton of muscle, and then diet. And I think I can do that. I'm going to definitely start with just working out and getting muscle. But, I can diet. I've done it. I can do it. I just have to do it in a way that, I'm consistent. If I learned one thing about anything about working out, no matter what method you do, whether it's intermittent fasting or keto or whatever, consistency. That is the key. Consistency. If you do it enough times, it'll stick, and then your body will get used to it. And doesn't matter if you're like me, where you're like 195, or you need to lose like 90 pounds or something like that. It's all about consistency, and the more you do it, the better you will get at it, and the more progress you will see. And anybody can work out. Anybody has the ability to do something. And there are definitely limitations, but I got a buddy of mine who went and competed in the Olympics, and he was in a wheelchair. So I just want to say that, don't let your mind control your body. Let your mind focus and take control of your body. You know what I mean? No, mind over matter. But I'm getting kind of off track again. Is what I do. And so now it's a new week. It's almost the new month, and I have all this extra time now that I'm not spending on Discord, because as you do, you surf the web and you get distracted, and now I'm filling up time with new things to do. And I always had goals. I wrote in a journal, like things that I want to be, things that I want to do. And one of them is reading, but one of them is working out. And I think everybody should journal. It's a great way to do self-care. If you can't afford a therapist, a great tool to help you focus and self-improve is writing things down, and writing goals, writing lists, writing budgets, all that kind of stuff. And I want to get in the habit of taking better care of myself. I have a dental problem. I'm really bad at dental hygiene. Anybody who sees my face knows that I have yellow teeth, and I want to take care of them. That's one thing that I know I've really kind of slacked on before. They don't look terrible, but I am self-conscious about it, especially when I'm taking pictures with friends, because they do have good teeth and I look like that other guy. But when you change, don't expect it overnight. Don't change like, oh, it's not working, so I give up, or like, oh, this isn't the right way to do it. Like, it takes time. When I started working out, I quit a bunch of times, and the only time I really saw progress was when I was doing it every single day, all day. And I don't mean like all day, like literally like every day, like all hours of that said day. Like I did like 30 minutes to 40 minutes of working out every day. And it definitely showed progress because it was consistent. Um, you don't have to do it every day. Like if you're working out and you do a lot of weightlifting and you're burning a lot of calories, you can hit the gym like 3 times a week. But consistency is the key. It's not necessarily doing it every day, but it's doing it in a certain amount of time that your body will get used to it. And I just want to say there are people who know a lot more about fitness, a lot more. But, I have some experience, and this is just what I know from me. And, another thing is that there are millions of people who will be happy to help, throughout all kinds of places. You can go on Discord, you can go on Facebook. Uh, I have a Reddit account, but I never use it. But I know there's tons and tons of, fitness groups on Reddit. It's not really my favorite social media. I don't use it much, but it's there. And just get out there and just even if it's a little bit. And also like it's a choice. It's not it is not mandatory to work out, but I would encourage it. You know, I would definitely like to see, a boost in how do I describe this? I think it would be a good thing to encourage people to work out. You know, I know there's a lot of body acceptance, and yeah, that's good. But at the same time, we do have a problem with obesity. So it is a good thing to exercise, walk, get outside, you know, do a little bit of walking every day. And I'm not perfect. I don't do those things every day either, but you know, I would say it was a good idea to just try to actively do something because we're clinging to our computers now. We're sitting in chairs all day, especially more than ever with the advent of like streaming and technology and PC gaming and everything. So, this is just some of my thoughts. Take my words with a grain of salt. Don't take it like for serious. But, this is just something I was, kind of pondering. And this podcast is really loose. I tried doing it every Saturday and that didn't work. And, now I just do it when I have an idea. And right now, I'm really thinking about like superheroes and comics, and I might get back into comic collecting because I used to do that all the time and I miss my comics. And, who doesn't love looking like a superhero? I mean, if you could, wouldn't you? So that's where I'm going to leave off. And I'll see you next time, and stay tuned and stay badass. Later.